Hinzmann, sweet Coach. Overall thoughts on the team's performance here tonight?
Well, let's go to game one. I think that's the first spot. Liv did a very nice job in the circle for us. That's like I told her when that game wrapped up that was probably one of the best, at least in the last 2 weeks, best outing that she's had. She spotted her fastball very, very well. Her off-speed pitches were working, and I was very, very pleased about that. We hit the ball in the first game, got runners on, used the small ball game a little bit to do some stealing and some bunting and forcing some runs across the plate, which we never got an opportunity to do much in the second game. Game two, I'm a little disappointed. We have, a dozen runners on base, something like that. I know we had bases loaded 3 times and we had one opportunity with a runner on second and third, and we just didn't get the hit to be able to drive them in. But, the positive side of that, Tom, is the fact that we actually got runners on base. Negative side is we just needed one more thing to happen in order to drive in and make a big run open.
You talk about Olivia in that first game. I mean, she went the longest time with the no-hitter, then a one-hitter, and then they did get some runs late. But, yeah, she was right on. And then you bring her in to close out game 2 here.
Yeah, we were hoping we had to cut down on our innings a little bit here as we start moving into the latter part of the season and get closer and closer to regions. And we were hoping if we could get 3, maybe 4 innings out of Kennedy, that would be awesome. I think we ended up getting 6 out of her.
She did well.
Yeah, and she kept the hitters off stride a little bit. She does a nice job of spotting her fastball. I think she was losing a little bit of control there towards the end, and we decided to go with Liv just to change things up more than anything else, and it paid off for us.
Coach, let's go back to that small ball when you started the manufacturing runs. It was kind of a pitcher's duel as well.
It was.
In Engler, and boy, your strategy paid off. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, we haven't. Derby hasn't bunted much this year, so I was a little nervous on that one. But
I was shocked.
Yeah, I know. It was a perfect bunt down the third baseline. It
Yeah.
sat and spun, and the third baseman had no other option but have to play that ball, and she beats it out. And we had another opportunity with her too as well when we had runners on first and second to steal third. It's a little bit easier sometimes to steal third, especially when we've worked on that kind of stuff. I know the catcher. Chloe Johnson, who does a very good job for them, and really kind of took us out of some of what our game is. We had to bunt people over as opposed to steal people over, and that took a little bit away from us. But she kind of got tangled up with Liv, but Liv was in the batter's box like she's supposed to do, and we put runners in scoring position there. There we got those ones across, which was huge for us. So, it's something that we work on. I don't think we work enough on it, but it's something that. We have to employ to our game because we don't have the power hitters to hit home runs. We have the girls that have the speed here, like Bailey you're going to see next.
25 wins in the season. Trainer tomorrow night, so that'll be a neat non-conference matchup.
Yeah, that'll be interesting, won't it? I mean, they're on the other side of the bracket in the region. The problem is at the time we set that game up, we had nothing this week. We had about 12, 13 days of no games before we started regions, and I talked to Kara. Kara said, yeah, that'd be great. We were hoping to see Sydney pitch against us, see a quality pitcher. I pretty much doubt we're going to see that tomorrow night, and they'll probably not see him live.
Oh, okay.
So it's one of those things. We didn't realize at the time that they were going to bump up into 3A. It is what it is, but I think it'll be a fun time, and some other girls will get an opportunity to get out on the field, which is good right now because this time of season we tried to get as many as we could out on the field here tonight, just in running situations or something. The last couple of games, the 8th graders that are in the bench and stuff, they put in an awful lot of time as well, and they get their JV time. But it's still different when the lights are on and it's a varsity conference game, and the louds they're saying their name over the loudspeaker. So we'll see if we can get some of them in to have some fun.
Coach, let you go. Final statements on the wins tonight.
Well, it's a conference game, and we talked about this on the very onset. It doesn't really matter who it is. And as far as the conference games are concerned, they're all going to be tough this year. I mean, the top teams were maybe not as good as what they had been. The teams that were in the middle or towards the bottom last year are even better than what they are now. I think Tristan's done a fantastic job with this Red Oak group. They didn't make any mistakes defensively. Fundamentally, they were extremely sound. Their pitching's come on, for a little bit better than what it was last year. So it's a good thing for Red Oak to have a coach like Tristan down there to take care of all the fundamentals and stuff. So I'm glad they're on the other side of the bracket.
Coach, thanks a bunch. Good luck tomorrow night, and we'll see you at regionals.
Thanks, Tom.